this is what I say. When you are working in government,
Yeah.
if you are not the fire under the seat,
Yes.
nothing will get done.
Nothing will ever get done.
Yes.
Yes, Liz.
So we have to be the watchdogs, and we
Yeah.
have to make sure that we actually get work done. That civil servants, that servants of the people,
It
public
really
servants
gets to
do
do
their
what
work.
they're supposed to do. Ladies and gentlemen, South Africa, I'm sat here with Miss Liza Aziz, a recipient of the Mother of Child Tribute Statuette. Liz Aziz, I welcome the tributes.
Thank you.
Liz, you know that you have been chosen not just as a mother of a child that is autistic. You have been chosen because you have allowed the experience to spur you on to do more. Not only for children with autism, but the general population of autistic people. Tell me more about that experience.
Well, I didn't choose to become a social activist.
Yes.
It landed in my lap. And when I got a child with disability, and specifically classic autism, we were constantly confronted with the lack of resource and the lack of provision for people with autism specifically and with disability generally. So either you keep quiet and continue with the status quo, or you speak up and make a difference. And I joined hands with other parents who were in the same predicament, because I knew you become a powerful voice when you have many voices joined together. And through the journey, I found that when you walk with other parents who walk the same path, and with people who are vulnerable and marginalized, and who walk this path of non-delivery, and you speak in one voice, then you can bring change. And I think that is the power of it. It's not a lonely journey. When parents learn that they are one of 110,000 parents in KwaZulu-Natal, and they know they are not alone in this journey, suddenly their mindset changes. And you also want to change the mindset of people about neurodiversity. And you want to say, we can learn from people who think differently about the world. And this is the great thing about people with autism. They perceive the world differently, and therefore they think about the world differently. And through that, we can get great insight and vision about how the world operates and how we can improve the world through listening to these people with neurodiversity and who think so differently about the world. People like Albert Einstein was on the spectrum. You know, Professor Temple Grandin was on the spectrum. Carl Sagan was on the spectrum. So we can learn from these people. And so it changes your thinking, it changes you, and it helps you to embrace this wonderful, layered, multi-dimensional world with so many different voices coming in and enriching our experience. I tell you what, a society is judged by how we treat our most vulnerable people.
That's true.
And we will be judged by how we treat our most vulnerable people. If you treat them with a deep disrespect, then you're telling us that this is what we as a society deserve. That there is no space for our elderly, there's no space for our people with disability, there's no space for people who are different. And then what does it make us?
You know, there is a way you started your response, which I thought was already just profound. You said, I didn't choose this, it chose me. Do you think that many people end up not learning from the experience because they refused to even allow it to choose them?
I think it's a journey for everybody. And I think that through this journey, I've met many parents, and they're at different places. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't want to confront it right away.
Yeah.
You will confront it. And when you do, because that is the nature of autism, I'm talking specifically, is that you, at some point, you're going to have to confront your child's differentness. And at some point, you are going to seek out help. So you can go into denial, which is a normal reaction. You can grieve, which is a normal reaction, and then you can grow. And some people take longer to grow, but they will. They will. And you meet people from all walks of life, regardless who it is. A mom who's, cannot read or write. She has love, and she has strength, She has power. I've never seen, we have government officials who often talk about how people with autism or people with disability are shunned, but I also see an incredible love, an incredible compassion, and that I see in majority. I see fewer people in this journey shunning their children. This is their children. There will be compassion, there will be love, there will be ignorance, but knowledge is also power. And that is what you want. You want your parent to become empowered. Once you learn about the condition, once you learn about your person with autism, it changes your mindset about this person. You start seeing this person with value. This incredible human being with value.
If I may ask, do you have other children?
Oh yes, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
The Liza Aziz before your child with autism was born and the Liza Aziz after, are they the same person? I guess you are going to answer me and say it cannot be, but there's something about the way you come across that almost makes me think the experience did not only just transform you, but it also grounded you. Would you say I'm catching the correct vibes? You are solid in your response, which is why I'm saying you are grounded, but at the same time free of any traces of pain or doubt about what you believe you have come to stand for. Do you think that has come with the child that is autistic and you having to confront the realities of what you brought to life, or it was always going to be a part of you to be so grounded and balanced in the way you look at life?
I think I still cry. I think that tears are still there. And
just listen to the way you are answering my question. I mean, you go straight into emotions, but in a very grounded and almost, I don't want to use the word sober, but clear. Such clarity, which allows you to take any direction towards any form of meaning to what is attached to you.
Musa, I often feel that you become empowered, right? You become empowered when you see injustice and you start responding to injustice. But I always have to be conscious, like yourself, you're an empowered person. You always have to be conscious of that power, that how are you going to utilize that power? And are you going to utilize that power to enrich and empower others, or are you going to utilize that power to enrich and empower only yourself? And I think that is a conscious decision that you make when you travel this journey. And that you must, like the media is extremely powerful. And people who sit behind a camera and edit a program are extremely powerful people because they get to choose what goes on. It's the same way. We've got to choose very succinctly what we want to say and the messages we want to put out there. Are they going to diminish people, or are they going to build people? And I think that is a conscious effort that you make in the journey. And it's okay to cry and to be vulnerable. But it's also important. It's important as people, as a woman, as a so-called spokesperson for people with disability, that you speak with a clarity of vision, but you also give a space to others to grow and to speak as well, and to develop to that level where they can speak for themselves.
Were you surprised when you discovered that you had been chosen for tributes?
Oh, absolutely.
What would make a person?
Very
What would make a person so clear in terms of their vision, so full of flair in terms of delivering the vision, so full of love for what life presented to you, and again so full of life for the circumstance that it threw you into, surprised to be given an award?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was wonderful. You kind of think, okay, you do this work, and you do it without enrichment because it's what fuels your fire. it fuels my fire when in some way you've helped a child. Child is vulnerable. You've found a place in the school. You've lobbied government with a strong voice to say, make provision. So you get encouraged by that on a day-to-day basis. And I tell you what, when I'm feeling down, I hang out with people with autism because they have, and I don't want to romanticize or patronize, but they have what you and I don't have. They have a sense of being. They are who they are at any given moment, without any layered, without manipulation or self-ego or jealousy or envy. They just are.
And tell me, Liz.
They are happy.
Yeah.
They are sad. They just are. And I think that we are such layered people.
Yeah.
We hide all of that. And why should we hide our humanity? Why should we not feel the pain of a fellow mother whose child has been shunned, the door has been closed on that child, and they've said that child is uneducable, cannot be educated. We must feel that pain. We must walk that path. We must know what it feels to be just human. Just human. And feel those emotions. Because that's when you get a better system.
When you go home on Sunday after tributes and your children come running to hug mama who has been gone, and of course one of those is going to be your child with autism. When you look at them in the eyes, what are you going to say? Either in words or in the silence of your heart. Because we can't run away from the fact that you have been chosen in the mother of child. What are you going to say to your child when you meet him?
He's probably not going to make eye contact with me because he's going to be very cross when we get up in the way.
I told you, it's in the way you're balanced, Liz. You're uprooting me here. I'm feeling like, wow. I mean, this is quite something.
And I also want to say that hats off for creating this. I think it's remarkable. I think it's remarkable because nobody ever acknowledges people with disability, and nobody acknowledges women who are doing amazing things. And so I think well done. Well done to you and the team, and I hope you go from strength to strength. Just incredible what you have done. And incredible. I mean, it was for me the most enriching experience was being with these women, being inspired by these women, and also today we went to this amazing school, Mason Lincoln School, and I was so moved by the children. This is what brings you joy, and you think to yourself, when you watch TV or you open the newspapers, and you've got it all askew, you've got it all wrong. Who are the people that we have? We will have politicians, we'll have crappy stars, we have no value system, we will have those people who saturate our news. But to see these young people dancing with such joy, to see these people entertaining us, and there's such a joy in their expressions and what they do. That's what we need to see. That's really what we need to see. Because that's what's going to bring joy to this world. Young talent, shining, bright,
Liz,
beautiful.
On behalf of Tributes and Valhalla Arts and everybody that participated, we would love to send a message to your child and say to them, thank you very much for bringing us here. Because were it not for them, maybe we would have never had the pleasure to sit and listen to such wisdom, grounded wisdom. South Africa, Liza Aziz, Tributes 2013, winner in the Mother of Child category. we honor you.
Thank you.
As we always say, you've been here, you've done this interview now, it's time for a t-shirt. So that you can say to people, I also got the t-shirt.
Beautiful, and I will wear it with pride.
You will wear it with pride. Please do. Wear it with pride for all of us. We will always remember you as someone that grounded us in their wisdom.
Oh, thank you.
We treasure you.
Humbled.
Thank you very much.